Hi everyone, this is Frida from EMCsoft. Welcome to our YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed this video. Follow along for more videos like this on Bitrix24. First, we're going to go ahead and start by opening our application. So we're going to head to the application section on the left side menu, and we're going to go ahead and open the CallCenter24 application. Here, you're going to be able to visualize all of your licenses, all the one that you have set up already for your CallCenter24 application. If you want to see them individually by calls or forwarding license, IVR license, voicemail license, etc., see that separated, you can go ahead and just click on the side. So for example, here you can see that I have the voicemail license, the WhatsApp license, supervisor license, all in the same visual because I'm in the all license section. But if I click on the call to Bitrix user, I'll see all of the licenses that I have available for my users to call. So here I have 5 users available for calls, okay? And if I hit my, for example, my IVR license, I won't have anything here because I don't have an IVR set up for my telephony system. But if I click on voicemail, I do see my license pop up as I do have a voicemail set up for my portal. Right? I can also see the supervisors, I can see the SMS license, the WhatsApp license, etc. So we're going to first talk about the call to Bitrix user license and how that is actually working. We're not going to go too much into the details of the configuration for each license as we have a dedicated guide specifically for that. What we want to show you in this video is more of the general idea of how the CallCenter24 works. So mainly we're going to be discussing calls. So we're going to go ahead and close this, and we're going to go ahead and make a call. So to make calls on CallCenter24, you do have to start off with a registered number in your CRM. So this number could either be registered within the leads, within the deals, contacts, or companies of your CRM. So it doesn't matter what CRM object the telephone number is linked to, as long as it is there in your CRM. So we're going to go ahead and search for a specific contact where I can call for testing. Okay, so I have my test contact here. And there are various ways that you can actually make an outbound call from here. So you can either click on the telephone icon up here, or you can click on the actual phone number. So for example, if you have multiple phone numbers, you can choose which one you want to call to specifically. So I'm going to go ahead and make an outbound call by clicking on the phone number. And I'm going to get my pop-up dialer window here. On the left side, I'll be able to revise the contact information so I can see and a test, right? So for example, if this was an incoming call, and we'll get to that in just a minute, you would see the information on the left side so that you're not blank when the caller is dialing in. You'll know all the information of who is actually giving you that call. Also, you can create a deal from here or an invoice, and it's going to be automatically linked to the contact. So let's say I click on deal. It'll take me to a new window where I can actually see that the contact is already linked to that deal. Very good. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. Same thing with invoice. All right. So on this side, on the right side, you'll see all of the phone numbers that are linked to your user. So if I go back here to our configuration window and I look for the calling licenses, I'm going to open my own user and I'll see I only have one phone number dedicated to my user. For example, another of our users, they have 2 phone numbers dedicated for them. So in this part, they would be able to call from any of those 2 numbers. They would be able to select that. In my case, I only have one, so we'll go ahead and make the call. So here it'll show as calling, okay? And once they answer, it'll show as connected. And here in these buttons down at the side, you'll be able to add people into your call. So maybe like a conference call you can host, you can add somebody from inside your Bitrix portal, so an internal user. And at the second button, you can add somebody from your CRM contact. So it doesn't matter if they're within your user list as employees on Bitrix, you can choose that second button to add somebody from your CRM contacts, like a provider or an external party that you need to add into the call. And on this third button, that last one, you'll be able to actually open the open dialer pad and dial whatever number is needed. So if the client needs to call somebody else on there, they can do that with the dialer pad. So here, I'm just going to go ahead and speak a bit so that you can see what that recording and transcription is going to look like. Now I'm ending the call so that you can see that here on the screen. So as soon as I end the call, within a few seconds, I will see the calling information here. Okay, so I see the call recording has been generated on this side. I see the call transcription as well. And additionally, I'm going to get that information in my CallCenter24 bot. So this is going to be my best friend for all the calls. If I open that bot, I'm also going to be able to see the outgoing call report, so I can see the contact phone number, agent phone number, responsible person, so myself, the link to the actual contact, the contact name, right, and the call transcription as well here, and call recording. So very, very useful, this one. We're going to be able to see all that information in our CallCenter24 bot. Awesome. So now we're going to go ahead and show you how the incoming calls work. So I'm going to go ahead and close this bad boy. And I'm going to go ahead and close this contact. And we're going to do an incoming call now. We're going to go ahead and see that incoming call in just a few seconds. So we're going to go ahead and see that CallCenter24 bot incoming notification. And we'll hear it ringing, and we'll see this pop-up window. We can transfer the call to a colleague by clicking on this arrow, or we can go ahead and answer the call. Awesome, so this is exactly what the incoming call is going to look like. So here we see untitled. I'm going to go ahead and open that. That will take me to the actual contact of my caller. Very good. And same situation, so here we're connected, and we can create a deal, an invoice, etc. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and end the call now. Awesome. And so that's going to create, again, the call recording, the call transcription, and the call summary over on this side as well. Okay, so it's started to process now. Very good. Open that call center bot once more, just so that you see that that call information is also going to show on there, but instead of an outgoing call report, we'll see it as an incoming call report. Okay, if the contact is not registered, if that phone number is not registered in our CRM, it'll show as an entitled contact because it's going to create a new contact from that phone number. That's just how the application works. Every time you get a new call from another client, somebody who you don't have registered in your CRM, it'll create a contact with their phone number and all the details that it can receive. Now, you might see your dialer window a bit different than mine. I'm going to show you what yours might look like. So yours might look like this, right? We're going to have the AI scripts tab here. So you can either use that to your advantage, you can edit that script, create your own script, right? And just click on the CallCenter24 tab to actually dial out. Same with an incoming call. If you have the AI scripts turned on, you're going to see this first, and you'll have to click on the CallCenter24 tab to actually open and accept the call. Okay, if you want to remove those AI scripts just so that you can see the CallCenter24 tab by default, you're going to need to turn those off. So to get rid of that, we can close here. We can close our contact. We're going to go down to our settings, and we're going to look for our Copilot settings. Over here, Copilot preferences. We're going to scroll down to the CRM section and just click off the Use Copilot to Assess Phone Calls option. Awesome. Great, so that's all for our calling license. So remember, each user needs their own calling license, okay? So if you have, for example, 4 agents who will be on calls, each of them need to have their license set up, but they can all share the same numbers. For example, here, this user and this user have the exact same number. And you can have unlimited phone numbers for one single user, but each user does need their own calling license. And one last thing, you do have the option to forward the calls to another number. So for example, here you have the field of no answer forwarding timeout in seconds. So for example, if there's no answer in 40 seconds, then the call, I want it to be forwarded to, let's say, my personal mobile number right? So I would put in my personal mobile number here. And so if after 40 seconds I'm unable to answer my calls on the Bitrix portal, it'll go and reroute to my personal phone number. Keep in mind, if you do this, then you will not see registered any information, any statistics for that call on your Bitrix system because it is rerouting from Bitrix to your personal phone line. So there won't be any reports for that call, any recordings, any transcriptions. Awesome. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the forwarding license. So here, this forwarding license is going to be different than the forwarding down here because in this case, we actually have no timeout. So this forwarding is for when you have, for example, let's say Saturdays and Sundays, there's nobody actually logged into your Bitrix portal, no agents, no employees, and not yourself, but you still want to receive those phone calls on your mobile or on another phone number, you can use this license to forward those calls. So for example, a client can call to this phone number and immediately, so there's no timeout here, immediately the call is going to be forwarded to this other number, right? And in this case, you also have the option to, instead of forwarding to this number, it can actually forward to a particular department that you have set up in your company structure or to a specific user that you can select from. So immediately, if you get a call to this number, maybe you want it to be forwarded to this user or to this department, and you can select the dates of the week the days in the week when you want that to actually be set up, and even the hours in the day when you want that to be set up for and configured for. Okay, and you can copy to all other days the same schedule. All right, awesome. Make sure you select your correct time zone. If not, you'll have different times and it will create a little bit of a mess on your calls. Very good. And here you would just go ahead and click save and you would have that forwarding set up as well. Great, now we're going to go ahead and head to the IVR section. So this license is convenient when you need an automated menu for extensions. So let's say they call into your phone line and if they hit the number 1 option, then it will reroute the call to a specific user or to a specific phone number or to a specific department, right? With option 2, it'll route to someone else. Option 3 will take them to someone else. So basically, these are going to be extensions. It's going to be an automated menu. And you can set that up for any phone number that you have active on Twilio. You're going to be able to select the phone number. And here it's going to create an automated message for you. Please remove that and create your own message. You can choose the language that you'd like for your message and the type of voice that you want as well. And then you're just going to have to enter the text here. So for example, let's say I'm going to add a number option, okay, or a department option. So first, option 1 is going to redirect to another of the phone numbers that I have in Twilio. And then I'll add that option 2 should redirect to a specific department, like the developing department. And then option 3 should redirect to a specific user. So let's say, for example, La Wanda. So here in my voice message, I should say something like, thank you for calling. Please press 0 to repeat menu. Press 1 for XX user department. Press 2 for XX, right? And so you would go on like that and then click the voice generation option so that you can actually hear the recording and make sure that it is as you'd like to hear it. Awesome. So forwarding, you can also forward here with timeout and users if you'd like. So it's the same concept as we discussed earlier for our calling license. Awesome. Now we're going to go to voicemail. So you can create your own personalized voicemail. We have ours already set up here. And there are specific times in the day when we need that voicemail to actually go in automatically. So that's what we're specifying here. And we created our voice message here, but it's the same concept. You would click remove and then create your own voice message, select your language, type of voice, and then enter the text and AI will convert it into a voice message for your clients. You can hit, of course, the waiting time. So for example, 30 seconds before it actually goes to voicemail, or you choose whatever time frame is best for you. Awesome. Very good. Now we're going to go ahead and open the on hold message. So on hold message is going to include waiting music, on hold message, and welcome message as well. So this is basically going to sound in the following way. You'll hear a welcome message. So let's say, welcome to EMCsoft. Thank you for calling us. And in the background, there will be some waiting music playing. And then, for example, here, if you place your client on hold with this little pause button, right? You have the mute, you have the pause for on hold, and you have the end the conversation button in red. So if you press hold, the client will hear on their side the waiting music and an on hold message. So the client will hear that on hold message that we're going to configure over on this side, okay? So you can select the time between the voice messages. This is going to be for the on hold voice message. So for example, your on hold voice message could sound something like this. Thank you for holding. We're taking care of your request. We will be with you shortly, right? And maybe you want that to be repeated every 3 seconds or every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds. You can choose whatever is best for you. And you can choose from a list of that background waiting music for both the welcome message and the on hold message. First, it'll prompt you to create your welcome message here, okay? Here you can select the language. Again, you can select the type of voice, right? And you can create the text to generate your voice message. So let's say, welcome to EMCsoft. Thank you for calling. We will be with you shortly. Okay, so that could be your welcome message. We can go ahead and hit that voice generation button, and it's going to create the recording from the text that we typed in the box. Awesome. So here you can click play and hear your recording, see if you like it. If not, just remove and go ahead and create it again. This is going to be the exact same for the repetitive message. So this, remember, is when you place your client on hold. So here you can put something like, thank you for holding. Thank you for holding. Whoops, sorry for my capital letters there, for holding. Thank you for holding. We will come back to you shortly. We are taking care of your request. Sorry for my spelling. So this, you would voice generation again, and then it would create the actual message. You can hear it there. And then after you are done configuring everything, make sure to hit that generate hold on audio button, and then just go ahead and click save after you have generated that. Awesome. We're going to move on to the supervisor license. This is a really good one. So we're going to go back to that CallCenter24 bot that I showed you before, where you get the reports of your calls. So for everyone, all the calling agents, they'll be able to see the reports for their own calls. But if you have a supervisor license set up for yourself, you'll be able to see your own calls and everybody else's calls, all of the calling agents. So here, for example, I'm going to show you on this side, we got Supervisor Frida, that's myself. So I am able to actually see all of the calls from all of the agents here on our CallCenter24 bot. So here I see mine. This is mine as well. This is mine as well. But if I go up here, I can see Emmons, for example, and other agents up above, all of their calling reports as well. So if they don't have a supervisor license, they'll only be able to see their own. With the supervisor license, you can see everybody else's. Awesome. And again, for the actual configuration of this license, you can follow the guide, but just real quick, you just have to select the person who is going to be supervisor and select the time when they will get the call report sent to them. So it can be any time in the day, just select the corresponding time zone for them. Okay, awesome. I can actually see the call logs as well, CallCenter24 logs, and I also have my supervisor tab here. So if I click here, I'll be able to see all those calls on here as well. Additionally, as a supervisor, I can actually do hidden listening and whisper talk. So that means when there's an ongoing call for another agent, I can actually hop on the call without the client hearing me and just my internal agent be able to hear me so that I can give them pointers or maybe help them out in any way they need during the call. And for that, the call would have to be active, so it would have to be going on right now. For example, let's say this call was happening now. Instead of seeing the listen to the recording button, I would actually see a hop on the call button, okay, join the call. So once I hit join the call, it'll actually take me to join that call, be able to hear my agent and the client, but the client won't be able to hear me, what I say, only my agent. Very good. Now we're going to go ahead and continue with SMS, okay? So for the license configuration, it's very simple. We're not going to go into that. I want to show you how it actually works. So we're going to go ahead and open that test contact again. And then we're going to go ahead and select the SMS option up above. We're going to hit more. We're going to make sure that we have the CallCenter24 Twilio solution for SMS. So this one here, this should be the provider we're using. Okay, if you have other providers, make sure that you're using the CallCenter24 SMS provider, and you can choose the phone number here if you want to do this one or that one, if you have two phone numbers registered for that contact. So we're going to go ahead and do a test. So test outgoing. We're going to go ahead and put a smiley face on there. We're going to hit send, and we're going to be able to see the information of that text message right here on that CRM item, and we'll be able to see if it was already delivered. So now I'm going to do a test incoming. I'm going to write back to our phone number here for the portal so that you can see what that looks like on the CRM item. Awesome. So I just sent a test back. So this is very important. Incoming SMS is also going to show on your CRM item, but keep in mind that you can actually connect that to your open channels, okay, on your Bitrix portal so that it creates an actual open channel chat, okay? So if you have a chat, then you can easily send pictures or files, right? So I'm going to go ahead and click open here. I also saw that notification on this side, but I'll just open right here from the CRM item. And I will see that that has created a new chat for me that I can reply back to with an image or anything else. We'll do an image in this case just to show you the example, right? So we'll go ahead and send an image there, and we'll be able to send that to the client as well. And if the client attaches images, they can also send that to us without a problem. If for any reason you have any trouble with this, make sure you check your Twilio configuration, okay? You have to make an adjustment here for providing access to external parties for receiving images or files. So for that, you can go ahead and open your Twilio console, go to Explore Products, and you're going to search for Voice. So right here, you can pin that to the sidebar if you want. We're going to open that. We're going to go to Settings, General, and scroll down here. Make sure you have the HTTP basic authentication for media access disabled. So make sure you have that disabled, and then you're going to be able to receive and send images. Additionally, if you don't see voice recordings, this is the reason why. You need to go ahead and disable that and then click Save. Awesome. So for SMS, you don't need a license per person. You can use the same number for all of your users, or if you untick this, you can select specific responsible people, as many as you need for your SMS. Okay, so you don't need one license per user for SMS, just one global license for whatever users are going to be sending messages. Awesome. Additionally, for WhatsApp, it's going to be the same exact concept. You can select specific people by unticking this box, or you can just tick this box for everybody to be able to access the WhatsApp. For WhatsApp, you do need to set up your business WhatsApp on Twilio. You need to connect it to Twilio, and you need to create templates. As for WhatsApp, Meta blocks the initial contact from the company to the client. So the only way to actually contact them first is by creating templates. So you can send templates that will be sent to Meta for approval. And once they approve that, then you will be able to use them here on CallCenter24. Again, in the guide, there is a lot of more information on how to do this step by step. Again, the link is going to be in the description of this video so that you can check that out. So here I'm just going to focus on showing you how it actually works, okay? So here I have multiple templates created on Twilio, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like on this side. If we go down to messaging and we go to senders and WhatsApp senders, And then below that, you'll see the content template builder. Here is where you will see all of those templates that I have already created here. Okay, those are the ones that are shown back on CallCenter24. Beautiful. So you can choose whichever one you want to use here, okay? And just go ahead and save that. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here. You have two options for both SMS and WhatsApp. So you can use the SMS tab and then change the provider to, instead of CallCenter24 SMS, to CallCenter24 WhatsApp. So you can change that provider. It doesn't matter in this case what you write here. It'll actually send the template that you chose back there to the client. Okay, so if I send this, I'll show you a screenshot here of my phone so that you can see what actually arrived. This is not going to show. It's going to show the template that I have created on Twilio, which is my first message template. Let me look for it so that you can see what it looks like inside. So it says, hello, this is a message from EMCsoft. That's all it says. Okay, very good. And I'm going to go ahead and reply back. So test incoming for WhatsApp, and I'll actually attach an image just so that you can see that you can also attach images here on the WhatsApp feature as well. So once I've replied back, I can see that here on my open channels. If I click here, I will be able to see the image that I sent back, test incoming for WhatsApp, okay? And I will be able to reply straight from here. And then I will be able to have open permissions to send free text without having to use a template from here, okay? Now, an additional and personally a better way, in my opinion, to use WhatsApp is by clicking here on the WhatsApp tab on the top. And from here, you're going to be able to select any template that you want, okay? Any template that you have available on Twilio to send to the client, okay? So for example, we'll do the test template here. So this one actually has variables. So for example, if I say, hello, Anna, see you at 4 p.m. on Thursday, right? So this one, as you can see, has prompts. So this is the message, and then you can put in particular text in each of these variables. So the message preview will be this: hello, Anna, see you at 4 p.m. on Thursday, thank you, right? And again, that is all configured back here on Twilio. I'll show you that one so that you can see it. This is what it looks like. So it's a variable template. So you're able to choose whatever information you'd like. And from here, you can just go ahead and send to the client, and they'll receive that on their end. Again, they'll reply back, and it'll create an open channel line. And we're going to go ahead and skip block lists. We are actually only going to go over a mobile version and how it's working last. For all of the other licenses here and personal settings, etc., CallCenter24 logs, mass sending of messages, power dialing, open line to chatbot, and email to chatbot, please follow through on our guide. You'll be able to find detailed information on that there as well. But here for the mobile version, I'll show you how it works, as this is actually something that's probably going to be very important for you. So to set up the license, you just need to add a new license assignment again, and then you're going to choose the person you want to generate those calls for the mobile app to. So generate mobile version link and then click save, okay? Once you do, it's going to look something like this. All right, this means that it is up and running, it is ready to use. And I'm going to show you that here on the desktop, but it's going to be exactly the same on your mobile. So to access the mobile version on your Bitrix24 application, again, you have to have your Bitrix24 app installed in your cell phone for it to be actually working, of course. So once you're there, you can open your messenger, so all your chats on Bitrix, and you'll see your CallCenter24 bot chat. Once you open that to dial out, you're going to go ahead and type in the word mobile there. So here I can just type in mobile, and once I enter that to the chatbot, it'll provide me with a link that says open the mobile version in a new tab. So this is actually on your phone going to take you out of the Bitrix app and into your browser, your default browser. Please make sure you have your microphone settings on and active for that browser. If not, you will not be able to take the calls or make the calls. Okay, so make sure that microphone settings are activated on that browser. Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and click the open mobile version link. And this right here on the left side is what it's going to look like. Pay no mind to this over here. I'm just opening this up so that you can see the actual mobile version on this side. Awesome. So from here, you're going to be able to search from your contact list, from your lead list, and from your deal list to be able to call out. Keep in mind, you will only be able to see the contacts that you have permissions to view and are responsible for, the leads that you're responsible for, and the deals you're responsible for. If you're not responsible for them, you won't be able to search them. You won't be able to call out. Great. So we're going to search in contacts for our Anna test contact, right? So we'll hit apply filter and we'll see our test contact up here. We can hit that telephone icon here and it'll connect us with the client. It'll call out. And I'm going to go ahead and just hang up. You can mute yourself as well, by the way. And it's going to be similar for receiving a call. So when you receive a call on your Bitrix app, you'll see a message on your CallCenter24 bot, a notification that you have a new incoming call, and you'll be able to accept the call by clicking on this link. And again, that'll take you externally to that other browser where you're going to be able to connect with the client through a call. Awesome, my friends, and we'll close this video with that as it is a long video already and I don't want to saturate it with more information. So this is just, a preview of what you can do with CallCenter24, how it works, and of course, if you're interested in power dialing, mass sending of messages, etc., we'll show you in the guide that we have a link to in the description of this video. You'll see a lot of instructions and relevant information. This is what the guide is going to look like here. You can actually use the AI bot over here on the bottom right corner and ask it actually specific questions. So let's say how to use power dialing, and it'll give you an answer on that specific request. It will actually give you all that specific information, and it will actually open the sections that are relevant for you to search on. So for example, if you want to search for the power dialing on here, you can do so with the AI helper and then open that tab up on this side, right? If I close this out, I can see how to set up the power dialing on this side. And also I can see on the other section that it prompted me to how it is actually working, okay? So I can see exactly how it's working and all the instructions on here as well. All right, my friends, thank you for watching this video. Please, if you liked it, remember to like, to subscribe, and to comment if you have any questions right here on the video, or just send us a direct chat and we will be very, very happy to assist you with anything that you need. And share this with your colleagues if you think it will help them with anything they are needing. Thank you guys and see you next time.